Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Jesse, one of the co-founders here at Pebble with Kevin, the other
Hey
co-founder here.
guys.
How's it going, Kevin?
Great, great. It's going great.
Awesome. Well, this is Pebble's feature updates for October 2023. You can see me looking at my list here. We've got a lot to share with you guys as an update. We're deep into the metrics and reporting, and some specifics with that, as well as some phone enhancements. Also, want to share with you our new community hangout. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So let's get started on our feature updates for October 2023. Okie dokie. Extra export fields. Okay. All right, Kevin, let's start off with the extra export fields. You want to give us a quick update on that one?
Yeah, so this is a quick thing that most people won't see, but for those who need it, it's very useful. If you export your properties or your campaign records to a CSV from Pebble, so you can select records and export them to a CSV. Those will now include the owner's email, phone number, and that do not mail flag. So this can be helpful if you want to pull out your properties from Pebble and call people, or maybe filter out your list in Excel by those who do not want to be mailed again. You can do that. So for those who are doing external systems beyond Pebble, that can be really useful.
So again, like you mentioned, this would be great for things like cold calling and running it through a dialer, because the phone numbers will be there. Email blasts for buyers too, buyer leads as well.
Potentially, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So
You
that
could use it
information
for
all
that
comes
too.
out now. Great, awesome. All right, so we also have our campaign spend. We mentioned that last time as well. Kevin, can you give us a sort of brief on that again?
Yeah, so right now it's very basic. If you open up your campaign and edit that campaign, you'll see a new input box there, campaign spend. So you're free to type in whatever that campaign ended up costing you, whether it happened within Pebble or whether it happened outside of Pebble.
Mm-hmm.
And what this is sort of a preemptive feature that's going to build on what's coming, but we will soon be able to tell you, depending on what your campaign spend was, what your cost per lead and cost per deal, and give you some averages like, what was this campaign's response rate compared to its cost per lead. So some new metrics that we're going to be able to expose there. So this is sort of the first step in that process.
Yeah, so especially if you're like we were talking about external sort of marketing sources that you might be spending on, whether it's with mailing or cold calling, texting, whatever. This is like you should be using this function now because I believe this will play into a lot of the metrics when we're sort of launching that part of Pebble here. I'm going to talk about it in a second. But
Mhm.
would you recommend people to sort of start recording that down now, I guess?
Yeah, yeah, that would, and it is helpful just to see like
Yeah.
each campaign, like what I'm spending on that. So definitely helpful to type that in now, and pretty soon you'll be able to see metrics based on that. I will also mention that for those who are mailing their campaigns within Pebble, we will be automatically tallying that number up for you. So as your mail goes out, we'll automatically be keeping track of that total amount spent.
Awesome. Cool. All right, let's talk about the big one here, the KPI metrics. We are in the thick of things with this, right, Kevin? One of the things that, I mean, this is really what Pebble is. Pebble is really your mission launch control center for your land business. Um, and KPIs and reporting and metrics are all part of that. And we're really excited to roll out some updates on this. I think visually you're going to see quite a bit of change there as well. But again, we're in the thick of things. Kevin, do you want to sort of give us a little brief on what's going on there?
Yeah, yeah. So we've actually been spending the last few weeks developing this feature. I know some of you out there have had some input as part of our beta group, who we've been talking to, and really trying to dig deep on what metrics though our users want to see. So we've come up with some great metrics, and we're now actually implementing those. So we built out a few of them. We don't want to get you too excited and show too much yet, because we want to really like blow your minds when it's totally ready. So here in the next few weeks, we'll be really testing this and getting some feedback from our users once it's actually ready, and then releasing that to the to our whole user base. So stay tuned for some updates on that.
Awesome. All right, we also have some phone enhancements. There's a lot of updates or some changes that we want to improve with the phone system. Again, Kevin, can you sort of share a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, so we launched our phone system this spring, and sort of we shipped basically a very basic system. So you can make calls and text
Hmm.
messages and receive calls and that sort of thing. And we've slowly been enhancing that as we go. So we still consider this a beta feature, just as we roll out these new features. But we've fixed quite a few bugs around, different things can get out of sync with your inbox, and so we've now fixed a lot of those. We've really enhanced our deliverability.
Right.
So many of you know that the phone carriers implemented this new system called A2P, which basically requires all business phone numbers to be registered in order for those text messages and phone calls to not be blocked by the carriers. So
Hmm.
we've integrated some of those features. So you'll now see if you do get blocked because of an A2P verification problem, we will let you know that you need to go through that process. And yeah, just a bunch of bug fixes and things. We're also going to be really enhancing our mobile experience here. That's being worked on right now. So yeah, expect some nice new features around phone integrations. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so the last one I'm really excited about here are what we're calling the Pebble Hangouts. I know this isn't a feature update, but it is, a feature of Pebble. One of the things that we're setting out to do is really build a community, and so one thing that we're now going to also run whenever there is a new podcast episode. We're trying to do this every other week. That guest is going to hang out with me live inside of our Facebook group. So if you head over to pebblerei.com/FB group for Facebook group, request access in there. There's some questions you just have to answer, but you can engage with myself and my guest on there. So last time we had Andrew Haney. We're gonna have Buck come soon here. We've got a lot of great people coming through. I had Alicia as well come on and talk as well. So if you've got questions about Pebble or questions for my guest that you might have listened to the episode for the podcast on, you can certainly ask us. So it's sort of an open forum. We're probably not going to answer support questions on there, but I might give you directions, or if it's a quick answer, I'm more than happy to answer. So it's just another way to connect with us. Certainly, you can also communicate with us on these videos, leave a comment. Kevin and I are actually checking these things, believe it or not. So
Mhm.
do try to reach out to us. We're trying to make ourselves available, and it's always awesome to engage and interact with the community here. So make sure you check that out. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. All right, so that's it for our October Pebble feature updates. We do this once a month. We try to get this out at the beginning of the month. So the next one is gonna, happen the beginning of November. So Kevin, thank you again for joining me on this Pebble feature update. Let us know if you have any questions. Leave it in the comments, and we're more than happy to chat with you there. Anyways, thanks again, Kevin.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.